What's up? Welcome back to my channel. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button along with the little bell so you always know when I put out a new video. Today I want to tell you about a missing baby. Her name is Lisa Irwin. Lisa Irwin was born on November 11th, 2010. She was reported missing by her parents in October 3rd, 2011. She was a 10-month-old baby. Now, her parents, Deb Bradley and Jeremy Irwin, is her father, and they were living a regular family life. Deb, they did have two other children, so she stayed home with the kids. Jeremy worked a regular day job, but did pick up extra hours, when he could. So this particular evening, he did pick up some extra hours. So we came home, had some dinner, head back out to work about 6:30. And at that time, Deb said she went and put baby Lisa to bed. Then Deb went outside, had some wine with her neighbor, was out there for about 4 hours. And it was about 10:30. She decided it was time to go to bed. She checked on baby Lisa and then went to bed herself. So Jeremy comes home about 4 in the morning, and the first thing he notices is that the door's unlocked, and he finds that suspicious. So he goes in and he goes to his bedroom and to check on his wife, and she's fast asleep with one of her sons with her. Then he goes and checks on the other child, the other boy, and he's fast asleep. And then he goes to check on baby Lisa, and she's gone. So he goes, wakes up Deb. They looking around the house, and he asked her, "What did you do this evening?" She states, "I put her to bed at 6:30. I was outside with the neighbor having some wine. Came in at 10:30, checked her, went to bed." So Jeremy thought maybe for whatever reason the baby was at the neighbor's. So he went over there, and baby Lisa wasn't there. So he came home, and now they had a certain place that they would put their cell phones to charge. So he went to go get his cell phone, and it was gone. And then he noticed Deb's was gone too. So luckily he had his work phone, and he called 911 from there, and then the police came out. Now, when the police came out to do the initial investigation, both parents were very cooperative, would answer any questions that the cops had, like they were an open book at this point. So the police and some investigators were, going around the house and looking if there's any, type of break-in. They did notice a window that was tampered with, but they also noticed that on the inside of the window, there was a very thick layer of dust on the windowsill. So they concluded that if anybody was to climb through that window, that the dust would have been disturbed. So they kind of just took that and put it on the back burner for now. And then they ended up getting volunteers, some armed forces, some volunteer policemen, and they all went out and they were all searching for baby Lisa. Now, there is a lake near her area, so they were concerned that the baby would have gotten down that far. So as they're all looking, a few days go by, maybe, a week or two, and all of a sudden, Deb and Jeremy aren't cooperating anymore. They don't want to say nothing more. They don't want to talk to nobody. So Deb ends up going because, when a child goes missing, a lot of times news people, reporters would show up, reporters for newspapers. Then you have regular pedestrians that are coming up to, see what the gossip is, to put in their 2 cents or just to hang around to be involved. So Deb, about 2 months after baby Lisa was missing, she did ask everybody to leave her house. They were doing vigils at her house, but she asked them to go and find somewhere else to do the vigils. So in the investigation, of course, the police are going to look at anything that was going on in the neighborhood. They're looking at 911 calls. They put a subpoena in for their phone records in case, if they're gone, we find where they are. So in looking into any 911 calls that evening, there were several people that called saying that they did see a gentleman in the neighborhood walking around with a baby. And earlier in the day, they also got a call from 911 from a gentleman who said the house across the street from him, he saw somebody climb through the window and stay there for quite some time and, then leave. This was, I guess, the neighbor's vacation home or whatever, so nobody was home at the time. So now the police want to know who this man really is and why is he walking around in the middle of the night with a baby. So in their investigations, they do find a man. His name was John Tanco. He was also known as Jersey on the street because he was a homeless man. He was very well known to the police. He had a long criminal record. Amongst his record, most of his crimes were breaking into people's vacation homes, living in them, stealing from them, and then moving on before they came home. And he also had a wicked, wicked fascination with fire. So he was like a pyro even when he was growing up. So as all this information is coming in, they also get information that the firemen were called out the same evening that baby Lisa was missing. In her neighborhood, there was a dumpster, and that dumpster was on fire. So when the firemen put out the dumpster, they saw that it was burning baby clothes in the dumpster. So now we need to, get all the information here. Now it's getting serious. So when the phone records come in, the police are looking at it, and there's one call from one of the phones that evening. And that phone call was to a woman named Megan. Now, they asked Megan to come in. So Megan says that she is one of John Tanco's girlfriends. And in their conversations over time that they've hung out, she's always said to him, I really, really wish I could have a baby. I really want one. So she did tell the police that she is sure that John would go and take a baby for her because she seemed to have wanted one so bad. But John never brought her a baby. So now they're going to go and bring in John Tanco. So John Tanco comes in, they question him. He denies everything. He denies being there, taking the baby, just denies everything. So they had to let him go. In the meantime, there's no other leads coming in, no other information. The police have nowhere to go. Until this day, baby Lisa has never been found. And in November of 2020, she will be 10 years old, if she's still alive. We need to get this information out. We need this story out. And we need people to try to help bring baby Lisa home or give her some justice that she deserves. All right, well, that's my case for right now. I do have others. I'm going to be working on them and bringing them to you as soon as I put the story all together. And that's that. All right, well, everybody have a good day. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you'll always know when I put up a new video. Thanks again.